Yeah, I was hoping we could get right into how syringe filters contribute to HPLC analysis.
Sure, sure. There's a lot of steps in the workflow of sample preparation. And one of my suggestions is to optimize that workflow, but don't cut corners. There's a big difference. And when you set your workflow up for your experimentation and your analysis, it's really important to checklist the items that you're going to need and then really look at the individual function of each of the materials that you're going to be using. Really, syringe filters have a significant impact on your analysis, and many people don't even know the basics of why they're so important. So, one of the most important facts that they do is particle removal. So, this is the removal of microscopic particles in the sample. And at its core, at its most basic function, you're going to prevent the introduction of those particles into your analyzer. For the most part, the sample preparation method is done where you're probably working with a slightly precipitated sample in the beginning because you've probably done some pre-filtration or extraction methods. There might have been a distillation method or a concentration method. But for the most part, there still could be some particles in there. You do this removal of the particles for the protection of the instrumentation. So, a buildup of particulate matter in the column, in the sensor tubes, it will affect the overall performance of the instrument and really reduce the life of the column if you're doing HPLC. And these columns are pretty expensive. And there's a residual buildup over time where your peaks may be skewed or may be rounded, and that makes your work more difficult to reproduce. One of the other factors is the reduction of back pressure in the instrument. Just like you can get a calcium buildup in a water line, you can get particulate load in the lines leading into the instrument. And that creates a back pressure effect. And that back pressure affects the flow rate, which then ultimately can affect the read of the instrument. So they're really important in the process. And as important as they are to improve the process, using the wrong ones can be detrimental to the process.
That's the sample preparation mantra that if you don't do the preparation right, that you pay for it somewhere along the line with the actual analysis.